taught you to hate the color of your skin? Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other. No, before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate? You should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God gave you?
Most of us blacks, or Negroes as he called us, really thought we were free without being aware that in our subconscious, all those chains we thought had been struck off were still there. And there were many ways where what really motivated us was our desire to be loved by the white man. Malcolm meant to lance that sense of inferiority. He knew it would be painful. He knew that people could kill you because of it, but he dared to take that risk.
He was saying something over and above that of any other leader of that day, while the other leaders were begging for entry into the house of their oppressor. He was telling you to build your own house.
Hoo-doo, hoo-doo. Build your own house. It's a real simple concept. We refuse to do so because that's going to take too much work, right? Tonight's show is called Friend to the Black People, or Friend to the Black Man, however you want to word it. In this age of pandering to black people now that we have entered, the NFL season has started. I'm sure a lot of people are sitting there with their jerseys on, cheering on. Maybe they're just happy because they put Kaepernick back in Madden and gave him a power touchdown dance or kneel. Maybe because they told you what you could write on the back of your jersey and that made you happy. What's the real deal here, people? I'm just perplexed with it at this point. If we don't change how we act, if we don't build our own infrastructures and things, we're never going to get out of this cycle. But, Master got the money, and we live in a capitalist society, so what else we going to do? I wasn't even going to do this show tonight because I had all types of technical difficulties on the Facebook side. I'm not even doing Facebook tonight. They'll have to catch this link. I just wanted to just have a quick discussion. I hear all these discussions about it's the Republicans, it's the Democrats. No, it's America. Let's stop dividing everything on what we think the Republicans are going to do this for us. The Democrats are going to do this for us. What are we going to do for ourselves? I've heard politicians say, well, we don't have the votes to get anything passed. Then we just shut everything down. We shouldn't vote on anything. We should say we're going to vote no to everything until we get what we want. That's a way to get something done. But we're constantly coming up short, and now we're accepting all this pandering. It's hard for me to even try to watch an NBA game because I got to look at this Black Lives Matter bull crap, and I got to look at all this crap on the back of everybody's shirt. I'm tired of the symbolism of I get to say this and I get to say this, especially because they told you what to say and what you could say and what you couldn't say. And people agreed to it. I don't know why people agreed to it. What the hell is wrong with the Basketball Players Association? Why can't I put on the back of my jersey, F this shit? Y'all full of shit. Pay me, don't play me. How about we put some stuff like that on the back of your shirts? If I can't breathe, neither should you. No, they don't want to have a real writing of whatever. Now you got who's the owner of Dallas? Now he's coming back acting like, oh yes, Kaepernick should have a job, and I am really pushing for someone to give him a job. Yeah, because now you're trying to make up for the other bull crap you done. All these people care about is green, about money. And now they're saying, oh, we got to actually act like we give a damn about these people. And give it a few months, they'll accept us back because, they're not going to return to poverty. These niggas is high price slaves. So we'll go ahead and let them say what they want to say, do what they want to do within our boundaries. Because you can't be saying Sandra Bland was murdered. You can't have that on your jersey. You can't put David Blake was shot. You can't put Eric Gardner was murdered. You can't put none of that. But you can say her name. Say his name. But you can't say that they were murdered. You see how this works? You see how the slave mentality continues to just exist. When we were slaves, you had to go ask master for permission to marry so and so and so and so. And if he was tired of jumping up and down on the woman that you liked, that you had no control over, that you couldn't stop him from doing it, okay, well, I'm tired of Missy Ann, you go ahead, Bucky Buck, and you go ahead and you can have her. Now, you treat her right, and I give you something. Y'all get me some pups out here. Give me some good, strong Bucky Bucks, and I'm going to let y'all be happy. Because I was a good master. I treat you nice. I got, put some clothes on you. I let you work all day for free. And every now and again, I may just come down here and tap your little woman so you'll know I'm still in charge. And so she'll know this man can't do nothing for you. I run his life, and to this day, 400 years later, we still getting ran. We're not in the regular chains, but, we're in the mental condition of none of us can actually see us getting beyond where we are now. Because there's a definite refusal to even consider what it means to build your own house. Oh, shit, if we start building our own house, that's going to take another 100-something years. I can't enjoy nothing. So my great-great-grandkids may get a chance to enjoy something. That's why I don't have time for that. I didn't work too hard. I didn't win and put all these kids in college. I got this debt. I got this home to pay for. I got to eat. We got to eat. Vacation times will come back. It's too much. Hence our dilemma. This show is called Friends to the Black Man. Really, when I was young, my family used to tell me, "You ain't got no damn friends. You just got people you know." So I grew up with that mindset. I was still outside of their view say, no, these are my friends. These are the people I associate with. So I learned to associate and say, yeah, I got black friends. But then when I got to be around these white folks, I was like, y'all not my friends. I remember being in a meeting one time, and I had the balls to say it. I was like, you people are not my friends. All my friends happen to be on the south side of Chicago at this time, and those are people I can fairly trust to a certain degree. You all, I don't believe I can trust to any degree. Yeah, it's talking like that. It's going to make your career hard in corporate America. Because they're going to run and say, you know what nigga Rick said? He don't feel like we treating him right. So let's show them how we U-Hauls really do it up here in corporate America. Man, give a damn what you do, nigga Rick. We will never allow you to rise above what we say. So nigga Rick finally had to do what he says on the show all the time, build your own house. Had to go out and open up my own computer shop, do the same thing I do for them, be around my people, reintroduce myself into the environment, no matter how hectic that environment was, and be a beacon in the neighborhood. At least try to be a beacon, be someone that the young folks could talk to, even some of the older folks, even the senior citizens. Talk about the injustices that happen to us on a daily basis from an economic view, because I'm only concerned with the economic view at this point. We have beat all these other ways of getting through to these people to death. I still don't agree with tearing up the stuff in your neighborhood, because if you tear it up, you ain't got no money to rebuild it, and then that just creates another dilemma. So economically, just stop screwing with the people that you don't want in your neighborhood. Then you can just walk into the store, because they're going to have to leave it there. Actually, we can force them to leave the stuff there. No, y'all leave everything here. Oh, well, we got equipment. You had equipment. You made your money. See you later. Thank you. It might sound gangsterism, but that's what it is. Because if we don't change and start doing things the way that other people are doing it, people are acting like this is not what's done in other neighborhoods. We talked about before, what's the difference between a separated neighborhood and a segregated neighborhood? A separated neighborhood is something like Chinatown, because they chose to be separate. They control all their own resources, all the businesses in that area. They have their own local government. And they thrive throughout the United States of America. You never hear anybody saying, man, them Chinese is racist as hell over there. And they'll bow and have a seat, have a seat. What would you like? Very polite, serve you everything, but they're making money. You go to the Italian neighborhood, same thing. Polish neighborhoods. Only in our neighborhoods is all this other nonsense allowed to exist. I was up on the north side, I think this was a week ago. And me and my wife, we just decided to walk on down the street. They got a Starbucks, they got this pastry shop, and everybody is in this environment of, wow, this is just, we're living up here. And then you come back to the south side or the west side and you're like, why is everybody fucking struggling? And so when an area up north gets all this money to make it even more fabulous, and they give you $5 million to fight over, basically they took all your money that was supposed to be designated for your area and put it in their area to build their area up, and knowing that little $5 to $8 million that they gave you to fight over is nothing. All it does is keep you in the same condition. I went to Jamaica, and I was really outraged by the poverty, because I know the amount of money that people are spending to go to Jamaica every year. Billions of dollars rolling there. And I was talking to some of the locals, and they said the government intentionally keeps the environment the way it is so it will be an oasis where people want to come and visit. Because if we allow the people to grow, then the island will change, the people will change, and it may not be that economic treasure that everybody comes to take part in. So that basically screws them. When you work 3 jobs and you get $375 for working for a whole week. I met a young man, he worked in the kitchen, he was a DJ, and he worked getting the luggage on off the bus, so he worked at the hotel. $375 a week. They make it hard where you got to pay to go to high school there, and then your visa may be denied multiple times before you can even leave the island. So, but we take it for granted here in America, us blacks here in America. You think you've seen poverty until you go to some of these other countries and you experience what real poverty is, and there is no welfare system to help you. You're basically on the real struggle, as they say. You struggling for real. But we still won't build our own house. We'll still continue to cheer on the football teams. I haven't seen football in 2 years. I love football growing up and watched it consistently. But why are we watching it if the conditions have not really changed? And Kaepernick, well, he probably doesn't even want to play at this point. But just because of the behavior of the NFL, I think they should have got a big spanking. I think the protest should have continued. I think they should have really felt it, even if NFL just totally fails. Okay, so what? I always say the difference between black people and white people. White people will shut shit down to prove their point. And we haven't got to that point yet where we're going to shut it down to prove our point. So we're not going to shut it down. We're not going to build our own. And we're going to keep trying to come up with strategies that have already been proven not to be as effective or the time frame of what it takes to do something just drags on for years and years and years. And at the same time, while we're protesting all this, guess what they're doing on the other side? They making money. Just like with this whole cannabis thing going across America now. I won't say millions, but thousands of black men were incarcerated for years of their life. And the whole broker deal of, if y'all let us make all these millions, we'll let them niggas out. Because we don't really give a fuck. We just figured out a way to get this money for the next forever now. Forever, ever? Forever, ever. And we found a way to keep y'all from making money off of it. Just like y'all had the policy, we took it, we made it the lottery. Y'all was selling weed, we took that, gave you your freedom. Now we call it CBD, hemp. Every different name, all it's medically processed now. This is a safer form of marijuana. I showed a receipt one day on the show of how much people were averaging spending. I think last month they said it made $60 million just here in Illinois. So $60 million to an eternity. How much money is that? How much of it is going to us? But you still got these people saying, oh, but, you know, it's friends to the black man. You ain't got no friends. How about that? If we can't find unity and friendship among each other, then you ain't got no friends. Let's stop it. Let's stop BSing ourselves because it's all around us and it's a daily thing. And I, for one, am tired of it. I'm just tired today. I will have a longer show. Like I say, sometimes with the technology the way it is now, we're all finding ourselves on more and more Zoom calls. Even on some calls with some of the good white folks, right? So I was on a couple of calls with them, on a couple of calls with us, but I always bring all the information into the War House and say, this what they doing. This what we trying to do. When we gonna do this? That's my whole thing, people. We got to find a way to unify in this country or leave this country. A lot of people now are talking about Africa and all the opportunities that are in Africa. And we know they're there because 1 million Chinese to move to Africa. They already there saying we about to clean up on all this stuff. Even trying to clear out some of the black people in Africa to make room for themselves. So they're going to come to your country, Africa, and do what they want to do and move you out. Maybe this time for a lot of blacks to move back to Africa. Once the government write these reparation checks, big checks, and go establish an economy there and push them out. Would that be wrong to go to Africa and push the Chinese people out of Africa, because they basically there just to do what they want to do. It's too many people in China. They need some space. They need a place where they can make money, where they can continue to rape the land, as all these other countries have raped the land, got off, walked away, then said it's your turn. America used to be in there deep. Oh, screwing Africa for years. Okay, we had enough. Okay, your turn. Okay, it's your turn. Okay, it's your turn. So it happens to us around the world. What are we going to do, people? Like I say, this is going to be a short show tonight. I was exhausted from all these calls. But we'll do something next week. Maybe we'll do 2 shows next week. We'll do a Tuesday show and a Thursday show, and that'll make up for the shortness of tonight. And hopefully we'll be hashed out a lot of the issues. So on that note, as we always say, love, peace, soul. We out of here.
I do have the right. Now step out or I will remove you. I refuse to talk to you other than to identify myself. Now if your woman ain't no revolutionary, she'll persuade you to be a fucking slave for the rest of your days. She'll be grooming you on how to behave, teaching you how to coon and buck dance so that you can be safe. If that brother ain't no rider, soldier, no provider, molder of young minds, check it out. You got yourself a bitch. Think about the time that you invested in him. If he's wearing them skinny jeans, you a lesbian. For every 100 black women who ain't locked up, it's only 83 black men remain. Take away 1.5 million black men who might have benefited their women and their children. You don't know a war when it's waged against you, when it makes you drive your baby mama to the clinic just to kill your own. Ain't no legacy to leave behind, cause ain't nobody sitting on your throne. You motherfuckers are asleep in a war zone, living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't stop, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, you asleep in a war zone, living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't fight, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, nigga. Sandra Bland was a rider. She wouldn't have committed suicide, and you a motherfucking liar. It would not be wise to stop when you hear sirens and you see the police behind you, but you don't wanna die. They gon' shoot you if you run. They gon' say that you was going for the police gun. That's why they shot you like 120 times, but you was still coming, so they put another bullet in your lung. Them devils got you praying while they murder, because they know you on that bullshit. They steady with them full clips and body armor. They kill your women in the street, cause they figure you too weak to do anything about it. You some shit, getting fucked in your sleep. They poison you every time you brush your teeth. You don't care, you behave like a slave. A bitch from the cradle to the grave, on your knees with your hands out, begging cause you wanna be saved. Are asleep in a war zone, living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't stop, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, you asleep in a war zone, living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't fight, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, nigga.